Cheers, Canadian wine lovers. We are live from somewhere secret. Stay tuned to know where we are. And we are tasting the outstanding lineup of 13th Street Winery, including a Syrah, a Gamay, and many more. We'll be right back.
And big secret too, they are national pre-releases. First time you will hear about these wines and first time you have the chance to buy these wines anywhere. Right, Carl?
Anywhere.
And they're really sizzling. 93, 93, 92 plus point, those kind of wines. So you want to stay tuned. We'll see you in a second.
Canadian wine lovers, Carl's Wine Club members, everyone across the country, from Vancouver Island all the way to Nova Scotia. Welcome, welcome. It's Wednesday, it's 5 o'clock, and it's time to pop the cork on a good bottle of Canadian wines. Sit back, join us, me and Mira here. Yeah, I have. There's so many wines you have there. Yes, because that's what we do. We're going to talk about wine from coast to coast. We're on one coast today, and I'll give you a hint. It's not the coast of anything east, so we're on the west coast.
I wish. If we were on the East Coast, it would be lobster season, Carl. These wines we have here, wouldn't they be great with lobsters?
Yeah, they would, but they're also really good with spot prawn.
That is correct. That's a big hint for the food.
Spot prawn season.
And the spot prawns are literally like a stone's throw from where we are. So there's a big hint for you.
A big hint of where we are. Hey, if you're tuning in, let us know what's in your glass tonight. Let us know where are you tuning from. And let's have fun. Let's go. It's 13th Street Wineries Week. Holy shit, Mira. Benjamin Whitty, our contact at 13th Street, did it the right way this week. Yes. Holy smokes, the lineup that they suggested us a month ago. And what we ended up tasting and featuring, it's so cool. So cool in many, many sense. Right? I mean, half of these wines are not available. Like he went all in on pre-release. It's so cool. And so like half of these wines are not available only for you guys. And they're tasting so good. And the scores are absolutely crazy. And yeah, it's going to be fun to talk about the whole 13th Street lineup. One of the great winery in Niagara. So Jeanette and Danny, hello. Great to hear that you guys are on. And Mira, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing very well. How are you, Carl Boucher?
Yeah?
Yeah.
How's the little bubbling in your glass?
Well, I say this because I'm doing very well. So the scene all day at the secret location that we're at. Okay, let me give you a little preview.
Well, I mean, it's freaky. It's clear, right? Like we're not at home. We're definitely not in the Okanagan. Like the background is very different, right?
Right. So, okay. So what I wanted to show you guys is the view here. Okay, because there's bonus points. You get a hug next time I see you if you get this right. This is giving you idea of where we are. Might give it away a lot, but that was the view as we're coming here. This is what it looks like. It's freaking glorious. And the reason I'm showing you this is because there might just be something special in the future.
There you go.
nobody can like rent out this vineyard house where we're staying. Okay. No, like you can't rent it anywhere. You can't like book it for a wedding. You can't access it unless you're a very special VIP. And how do you become a very special VIP? Well, we might have a way for you to do that in the future. We will
absolutely. So we're scouting new opportunity for our features and for you, Carl's Wine Club members. Oh, there you go. You just gave it away.
No,
you just did.
Maybe they didn't see it. They can't rewind. So yeah. That was the sunset starting last night where we are. Vancouver, good guess, Daryl. We are in the vicinity, definitely, in the proximity. Oh, Stacy and Jeff. Oh, Carl, we need to talk about that.
Yeah. I had a plan. I forgot. I got too excited. Shit. Okay. Yeah. Let's start all over again. Yeah. Tough news. Yeah. I got chilled just thinking about it. Mira woke me up this morning. So yeah, we're on the West Coast. We're all the way on Vancouver Island, and Mira woke up a little earlier than me this morning, and like 16 seconds after my eyes were open, she's like, there's a crazy news who just came out. So yeah, Mira got the post from Elif Isel that Adnan, our friend Adnan Isel at iSeller, suddenly passed. And wow, I just like have goosebumps just talking about it. It's crazy because my first trip to Niagara when we started Carl's Wine Club was a year and a half after we started, and our good friend Marcel Morgenstern organized the first couple days of touring, and so I met Marcel, and the first place that he took me was at iSeller. So my first outside of Bellaterra, my first tasting in Niagara was at iSeller with Adnan and Elif. So, and I had a full video of that back then. I was traveling alone, so I just set my phone on that big table that he set up for us, and I have the full tasting recorded. It'll be worth it at some point to review that. But yeah, my heart goes out with Elif and the family and the iSeller.
You never know how long you're going to be on this earth for.
Yeah.
It's very, very sad news. Very sad for Elif because she and Adnan were there every day. They were with their winery dogs, and Adnan did something very special at iSellers, which is he brought his many decades as an engineer to his work, his passion as a winemaker. And so that winery has done some remarkable things. A lot of people don't know, but he had set up a geothermal field. The winery was so carbon neutral. It was actually selling electric power back to the grid because they had so much that they produced themselves through the geothermal field. He had all kinds of really innovative projects going on. Yeah, so truly, if Elif hears this, I hope she knows that we're sending so much love, and we are so saddened by the loss of Adnan. Thank you so much.
I mean, not only that, it's just like the quality of people, like such. And I remember, like every time we're driving to Niagara with the kids, it's a hot spot for our kids because they absolutely love the dogs.
Yeah, they had some really sweet dogs that they loved.
And every time we drove by, because we spent so much time at Bellaterra, and there was always a stop that we had to do. Not necessarily. I remember, like always, Elif will ask, "Hey, do you guys want to taste some stuff?" It's like, no, we're just here for 5 minutes. The kids we wanted to say hi, and the kids wanted to play with the dog for a couple of minutes. And Adnan will hop off his tractor and just say hi and have a brief conversation. But yeah, I mean, it's a
big loss for
the industry.
I mean, he really pushed the envelope for big reds in Niagara. He said we can do it, and boy, did he ever do it. I didn't realize, but Peter Gamble and Anne Sperling really helped get that project off the ground. And yeah. Amazing.
And I know later than last week, I asked people in our in the live chat, hey, or in an email. We sent an email about the Mythology 2020 Cap Sauv last week, and I asked, it's like, is there anyone that has a favorite Cap Sauv in Canada? And half of people who replied was Ice Cellar Cap Sauv. Ice Cellar Cap Sauv. And I have to say, if I was home right now, tonight I will have a bottle of Ice Cellar open to celebrate
no worries,
the memory.
Stacy and Jeff, without even knowing it, they intuitively picked the right bottle to open tonight. So
yeah, so I mean, prayer and thought with Elif and the family. And yes, let's kick up on the different gear here. I want to get that chill off my back.
Yeah. So I know that, you know, on a positive note, Adnan would have loved nothing else than us going on and enjoying some amazing Canadian wines. He was so passionate about this. And I think we have like about 20 of them open here. And we're not even at home. So,
yeah, more than that. 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 21, 23, 24.
We're 24 wines.
Yes.
And we're staying at a guest house very far from our house. So this is quite remarkable. One member, Michel, I've forgotten his last name, and we'll post a picture
Michel
later.
Ritchie. Michel Ritchie
was I don't know how he got the vibes, but he knew we were in the area. He lives in the area, and he was able to drop by and taste some of these wines just out of the blue. So I love that. So should we give the reveal to kick off our night here where we are?
Absolutely. Absolute freakingly. We are on Vancouver.
Some people guessed it. So kudos to, I mean, Daryl, you got close with Vancouver. Jim and Tracy have this like thing for winning things and like luck, something. So yes, Vancouver Island, and then not long after, Jeanette. Yes, Vancouver Island, and Jim, Duncan. Yes.
Okay, now my question. I have another question for our members. Now you get a hug from me if you get it right. What is the official sub appellation of Vancouver Island?
Oh, that's
what is the official sub appellation in Vancouver Island? In the VQ,
they have one, or they have more than one?
They have only one. And in the VQA have one sub GI VQA.
Okay. I think
outside of Vancouver Island VQA, there's one sub GI. I would like to know if people can answer that question, because that's where we are in that sub appellation.
Danette, you still get a hug. Yeah, that's right. You too, Jim. Okay, so it starts with a C, doesn't it?
Yeah, it starts with the C. In fact,
I have a funny story for you about this. The first part of this sub-appellation, we were out last night, Carl and I, in the vineyard walking around, and we hear this noise, like a kind of grunting noise. And I was like, oh my God, is that like...
There you go. James got it. I was like, God bless Google, eh? God bless Google.
And I was like, is that like a fox or a wolf or like what's making that noise? It was like a moo. And I was like, maybe a moose. And Carl's like, no, I think it's a cow. Get it? Like Cowichan Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I'm sure Cowichan probably stands for something else, but there's a bunch of cows around.
I know what it stands for. It's in the Indian language of the island. So from the native language from here on the island, Cowichan mean the hot spot.
And so knew it's going to be destined for grape growing.
Yeah.
Look at those old vines.
Exactly. So yeah, we're on Cowichan Valley. We're in the Cowichan Valley here on Vancouver Island in Duncan. We're at Blue Grouse Estate Winery Guest House. What an incredible place we have here for 2 days. We needed to recharge. We needed to refocus. And what a better way to do it than in this outstanding spot.
It is
In
truly one of the
right,
most
yeah.
well-designed houses we have ever stepped foot in. Hey, Carl?
Oh yeah, it's absolutely incredible. Absolutely magic. I mean, if you want to do a retreat, if you want to do something like where you want your brain to recharge or start thinking the right way, I mean, this is the perfect spot to get right. It's serene, it's therapeutical, it's magical, it's everything, and the wines are fucking good. Oh my God. I had the chance to spend the afternoon with Michael Abbott, who's the general manager here at the estate at Blue Grouse. We did a full tasting from Les Charmes de Lille, that amazing sparkling here, Les Charmes de Lille. And I learned thing. Okay, I learned something that I didn't know that exists. It's the regional appellation wine, just like they do in Tidal Bay in Nova
Yes, this
Scotia.
was super interesting.
So I didn't know that Champ de Lille, it's an appellation on its own, and there's 4 or 5 wineries who make Champ de Lille. Uh, anyway, so it's a little bit like the Tidal Bay type of concept, but here completely across the country on Vancouver Island. Really, really cool. But before we talk about the blue grouse, and before we do that, let's jump in our 13th Street winery, because 13th Street is probably the winery that we've tasted the most wine in the country in since we started in 2020, maybe outside of Bellaterra, because I don't think that I have tasted any more than Bellaterra. But when you go on our Shopify Carl's Wine Club database, 13th Street has a shitload of wine review from me. And Mira and I know that lineup inside out. I mean, Mira almost lost consciousness when she tasted the 2020 Syrah all
It
the
was
way
very
back
good.
in 2023 in the barrel room at 13th Street.
Mike, you
For
were
me,
there. I
for
think Daryl
me,
was there.
yeah, for me, the première cuvée 2014, I believe, was one of the wine who really caught my attention beyond any other line, any other wine from 13th Street. Uh, at an early stage, let's put it that way. But so many great wines around, like over the years from 30th Street. And I remember talking with I think it was with Alain Dessert. Alain and I at the Pan Canadian last year had a full 13th Street conversation about, yeah, there's some wines like I kind of hit the lull with 13th Street at some point, that I tasted a bunch of wine that's like, yeah, they were 89, 90 points, and I wasn't like wow about the lineup. And then maybe, oh, is JP still there? And like we had the full conversation anyway. And I realized that the portfolio is so large that sometimes you can get lost in the 13th Street portfolio, right, Mira? I mean, like there's so many choices. But when you hit the spot on their portfolio, when you hit the right wines, from between the Expression series to the Burger series to the Reserve series, or all of their outstanding sparkling, this week it was like building an all-star team,
Oh yeah.
basically.
Oh, it
I
was unreal.
mean, I
Yes.
mean, I just couldn't believe it. Like, I mean, we're tasting a first and foremost a value proposition type of winery, and I'm expecting to get in there and, yeah, just to do like the 89, 90, 91 points for the top wines, and let's focus on the QPR proposition. But I ended up like looking at Mira and like, am I fucking dreaming here? I think, what is going on? And every time I taste a wine and it's 93 or 92 plus, and I'm like, shit, what is this? And And I go on their website just to double check price point, and I realized these wines are not even on the website. Like half of this selection is pre-release. Wines are not available anywhere but just for us this week. And like example, the Syrah, I don't think that this Syrah will be available like until the end of the summer or something. Uh, so we have an incredible selection for a fantastic price. I mean, $147 for the whole pack, for the whole 6 bottles. But more than just like that value, 147 tax in. All in 147. Get that right, guys. Free shipping for Quebec and Ontario. Duh. I mean, wow. But the Syrah, the 2023 Syrah, the 2024 Gamay. Where is that bottle? Right here. That darn bottle of wine, it's $17.95. $17.95. I tasted it over 3 days. And not only that wine was not fading, it was just getting better. It's a $17.95. I blind tasted people here on the island. And I don't know if you guys know, but everything is more expensive on Vancouver Island.
We gotta bring
Everything.
everything by boat. I mean, yeah.
And Vancouver Island wines are like the Okanagan wines. Like there's no $17.95 wines made here anymore, right? So when I blind tasted Michael that with that tonight, this afternoon, and like we couldn't believe it. Like what? And that was truly my reaction to Mira. I was like, that can be 17.95. So I ended up giving it 93 points. I've never given 93 points to a $17 wine. I've never done that. That the closest that it came out, it's a 92 points for the Bellaterra Reserve, I believe. The Bellaterra Reserve, but the Burnt Ship Bay Reserve Red.
Huh.
But anyway, $17.95 for a new release Gamay. I was blown away. And this is not like, the Syrah. I tasted that Syrah side by side with the Clos du Soleil Syrah that we tasted live last week. That Clos du Soleil will be in our lineup at the Pan Canadian. I give it 94 plus points. And to make sure that I had the right benchmark, I had both side by side. The 13th Street, but it's $26. Like a Syrah at $26 right away, you're like, what's the catch here, right? And no, that's Syrah. It's freaking legit. And I had a chat with Benjamin Whitty, staff at the sales director at 13th Street today. He called me. And he wanted to chat about the Syrah. I said, Carl, because he hadn't seen my score yet. And he's like, I just wanted to touch base with you because I believe that the Syrah that we're releasing with you guys is so good. It's been my favorite wine that I've tasted from that release. And I just wanted to pick your brain. And I was like, oh yeah, you haven't seen my tasting notes of my score because so 93 points for that $26.95 Syrah from 13th Street. I was blown away. And the other one was very high scored in that pack. No, back to the other picture, Mira, please. It's the Vin Gris, the brand new 2024. It's not out yet. They're still on the 23 on the website, and they're gonna still be on the 23 for a little while. The 23 was one of my favorite in the Chardonnay Marathon last year. Finished in my top 3 in my Rosé Marathon last year. Obviously, like usual, Tractor and Vines from Seven Direction. Daniel Bontherin is finishing first every year.
Mhm.
always the top rosé. But this guy, the Vin Gris Gamay, is my runner-up last year, the second or the third of the 100 rosés that we've tasted last year. So right in the same line, right back at what they do with their Gamay. That Vin Gris 2024, I rated it 92 plus. And again, one of the very top rosé that's going to be available this year. Pre-release with the new 2024. That's the cream of the crop of the rosé. So here you go, Mira.
Woohoo!
And yeah, first before we get in there, Mira, I want your opinion. I want you to tell me your side of the coin when you're tasting these wines here that I rated 93, 93, 92 plus, and the whole value proposition lineup not available anywhere. What's your talk on it? What's
Well,
your
it's funny
thought on?
because I think it was it last. No, it wasn't live with you guys last week. But anyway, sometime in the last week or two, Carl puts a bunch of reds in front of me and he's like, which one do you like the most? And then he tells me which
Mhm.
one is which. And
I would like to though. Just hold on a second, Mira. It
yeah.
was Friday morning at
Oh, okay.
5:15 a.m. I was
Yeah.
up at 4:30 last week because I was leaving for the hockey tournament, and I had to finalize the score before I go.
Yes.
And I put in front of you 4 reds, and when you came downstairs at 5:50 a.m.
Yes. So he's like, okay, so which one, right? So I taste through them and then I taste through them again. And then I'm like, pour some more wine. Now there's not much left. No, no, I'm kidding. But I was like, which of these jumps out at me the most and how would I score them? And it's funny because one of the wines we had the exact same score, 92 plus. And that was the Merlot, the club only Merlot. Right? You gave it 92 plus, and me on blind tasting, not knowing what you gave it, I gave it 92 plus too. So that's pretty sweet. But then the other 2 wines, there was the Syrah at around 27 bucks, which is a great deal for a really nice Syrah. And there was the Asthit, which is, I think, their most pricey wine.
Oh yeah, by far, by far.
By far.
This
It's
is
80
they
plus
make that
tax.
wine. That was on. I think that was a one-off from the 2020 vintage.
Yeah. So, oh yeah. So Daryl wants my number of glasses. So Daryl, on that blind taste, if I didn't know anything, it was like 5 glasses for the Asthit. See, on blind taste, I have very expensive taste, and I like the older ones. And then it was like 4 glasses, solid 4 for the Merlot, and then it was like 3 3/4 for the Syrah, or 4. They were like, they're very close. That Merlot and that Syrah for me were close, but the Asthit, I was like, yes, give me all of this one, and that was the one Carl rated lower than me.
But and let's follow up after that with the conversation that I have with you regarding the value. And I said, okay, now you rated that. So for me, when I rated the Estat, I gave it a 91 points. And the reason was it's an $80 plus tax, 79.95. With tax, it's a $90 wine. And the Syrah is $26.95. At $30, you have 3 bottles of Syrah for 1 bottle of Estat. And that's not that I rated very high, so I'm super high and super top premium. But to me, the Syrah was so good that 3 for 1 in terms of ratio, 3 bottles of Syrah from 1 day. I was like, yes, I'll make that bet every day. So that's how I ended up scoring at 93 points for the Syrah and 91 for the Estat.
Yep. So there you have it. So the Estat. I mean, the only reason we disagreed was because I just went hedonistic, and I was like, I just like it for the pure pleasure of it, and that's my highest rated on the Mira scale. And Carl analyzed it and was like, well, for that price point, I want to see a little bit more viscosity. I want to see a little bit more weight. That was the kind of thing?
Yeah, the texture was there. The texture is totally there. The texture and the complexity is there, but I wanted more weight. At 12% alcohol, it's well balanced, but I wanted a little bit more oomph. I wanted more.
Meanwhile, I was like, but there's a big problem with this wine because it's gone. I drank it. No, I love that one. So anyway, now we
Yeah.
know Mira has expensive taste sometimes in
Oh,
wine.
and that's what I told you, right? I was like, okay, well, that makes sense because you just rated the highest, the most expensive. So
As
now
soon
you
as he
got.
heard it was my favorite, he's like, 1 point less. No, let's not get as many of those ones because they're not cheap, but they're
Yeah,
very
and
much worth
so that's the whole thought process behind how everything unfolded last Friday morning at between 4:30 and 6 a.m. While scoring my score while scoring the wine. You guys just got the play-by-play, the backstage story of the 13th Street rating. But we also rated. I also went through the tasting the entire weekend, and we had some family at home, and I blind tasted my brother-in-law all weekend. And that's funny because when you have people who are not necessarily tasting Canadian wines every day, and I brought him like that Syrah, I tasted him and on that Syrah in between multiple different options, and he always is coming back and saying, yeah, but this wine is so good. I was like, yeah, this is the one again. So we had a lot of fun tasting these wines all weekend long, and especially realizing the extreme quality of these wines for the value. I mean, yeah, like I said, 17.95 for that Gamay, 26.90. Like let's put that a Syrah. Like I remember, let's get back to God bless his soul to Adnan. I remember that Ice Cellar 2020 Syrah made my top 5 wine of the year 3 years ago, I believe. And like, I mean, these wines, and I remember tasting like through the lineup at Rust and the Syrah at Mount Boucherie. And who else Syrah that usually blows our socks off? Da Silva. I mean, like all of these Shiraz are very, very rarely under $40. Now I'm
True.
talking about $26. I mean, yeah. There you go. So anyway, so that's the value pack that we had 147 with these 3 incredible wines.
Including
Highly
tax.
rated. Okay.
Including tax. Sorry,
Including tax.
Bumblebee just flew into the window. Bumblebee.
Oh, there you go. Do you want to show people? I know you're from your computer. Maybe I will take this with me.
Okay, so yeah, we're staying in this vineyard house that is right in the middle of the vineyard, kind of in a valley here, surrounded by forests and cow pastures and things. And this used to be the owner's house who founded this winery, I believe. And downstairs was the tasting room. And now the downstairs is more guest suites, and we're staying in the whole place. It is spectacular.
So below me, it's the Pinot Gris block. These are 35 years old Pinot Gris vines.
We had the Pinot Gris. I don't know if it's in my glass. No, these
The
don't look
reserve Pinot
great.
Gris, absolutely. I put the reserve Pinot Gris in the big Chardonnay glass. That's what you have.
Oh, I
And
thought that
yeah,
was a
so
bubbly. Okay.
yeah, no. In the big, that's the reserve Pinot Gris. It tastes like a high-end Chardonnay, to be
Oh,
honest
wow.
with you. That's why I put it in that glass.
That is
And
spectacular.
now I'm just like, this is the patio on the side here.
Yeah, that is something else too, right there. Holy. So yeah, thanks, Mike. It is a nice pad. And guess what? No one can get it. They don't rent it out. No one can get it except possibly we'll do a like a golden
ticket
when we feature them, if we feature them. We're just finding that out. But the cool thing is we've just tasted through their whole lineup, and there is a very good chance you'll have a chance to taste these during the Pan Canadians. So very excited. At least one of these wines in the Pan Canadian event on June 21st in Niagara, which if you haven't gotten your tickets, it's like 70% sold out, 80% sold out. So you got to get them if you're planning on joining us in Niagara. 5 events, 4 days, probably the most exciting wine tasting set of events you'll ever be to. Definitely the most exciting one this year in Canada for Canadian wine. Look at you. You look amazing.
I mean, yeah, I'm not going back inside. I just need a glass of wine here. I left the wine inside, but geez, I mean, look at the sky right now,
I'm gonna
eh?
get you a glass of wine. You don't have to ask twice. I'll be right back.
So yeah, that's from the patio here at Blue Grouse that stays in the Cowichan Valley on Vancouver Island. Talking with Michael Abbott here, the general manager, all afternoon, and yeah, this was launched in that winery was started in 1989, or like I think planted in 89. Some of the first 6 acres planted, obviously, like with the old German varietals with Ortega, Bacchus, um, Sylvaner, Sigaribi, and all of that good fun stuff, but also Pinot Gris. There was a full block of Pinot Gris back then. And shortly after, in 1992, they planted a bunch of a Pinot Noir and Chardonnay. So here we are now with old vines, Pinot Noir and Chardonnay here on the island. Here you go. Look at you.
Look at you. Here, I'll help you fix your situation with this.
Oh, that's totally fine.
There we go. Let go.
Yeah, and we just thought so when Michael sent us an email regarding Carl's Wine Club, it was are you staying with me or
Oh, I can. For a bit.
For a bit, there you go.
Not for long, because my wines are inside.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Woo. So Michael from the winery.
Yeah, so he approached us and they said, "Oh, is that club working?" And like, we'll be interested to know more about you guys. And so I gave him the rundown on how the club was working. And a couple of days later, he calls back and say, "Hey, we're just finishing up some renovation at the guest house, and might be something that you guys would like to come over and experience the vineyard and our wines and all that." So here we are.
It's pretty spectacular.
I mean,
And you know what it is about Canadian wine country? We figured this out with the Pan Canadian. It is tough to find really incredible accommodations like this, especially ones that have en suites to every bedroom and are like really well laid out and insulated and so you feel like in this place, you feel like you're in a 5-star hotel. It's just gorgeous. And there's all these big plush king size beds. And so anyway, long story short is I think we got to convince them to do the golden tickets. So one of you guys who buys the pack from here, the wine pack later when we feature it, will get to stay here and know what we're talking about. And maybe we convince them to do a little event here at some point.
yeah, I mean, this is perfect for an event. Like they have like a like a world-class kitchen and like look at these glassware. These are the true like Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, Tulip from Riedel. Like they are
These people know
out.
what they're doing.
They're decked out with everything proper, everything appropriate. I mean, this is absolutely outstanding. And now we're having a sunny day, which is not very common on Vancouver Island at this time of the year.
Unless you're in the Cowichan Valley, which we found out today means the warm spot, the warm place.
Yeah, exactly. No, so we tasted their Charme de l'Île, with charm of the island, charm for charmat, and charm for charmant. Right?
They had to translate that for Carl because it's in French and he wasn't quite sure what it meant.
Oh no, and so what he was saying is like, yeah, but we're not the only one to do a Charme de l'Île. It's because it's a regional appellation from here, and all the winery can do, as long as it's Charmat method and the fruits are from the Cowichan Valley, that can be a Charme de l'Île. So Hunswords do a Charme de l'Île. Also Averill Creek.
Yeah.
here at Blue Grouse, and there's two other wineries here on the island, on the Cowichan Valley, who does a Champ de Lille. Like I said at the beginning of the show, it's a little bit like the Tidal Bay, where some of the Nova Scotia wineries are doing that Tidal Bay blend. The difference is here, they're not tied to any grape varietals. They don't have to put the specific grape varietals in the blend to
Call it Champ de Lille.
call it Champ de Lille, as long as it's a Charmat method sparkling and it's from the Cowichan Valley. So
Right.
super cool concept. I didn't know that. So it was really cool to learn that today. The wines are like that Champ de Lille here. It's made from their Germanic varietals. It's Ortega, Bacchus, Caesaribi in there, but it's dry, it's crisp, it's lemony, a little bit of orchard. The bubbles are superb. So I really like that. It's fun. And last night we had the Gamay, the Gamay sparkling rosé, which
was so good.
Yeah, a little tad.
And it has this crazy color. I flashed it up on the screen earlier. It's got this like very bright color.
Yeah, bright cherry almost, right? And we had it with some Thai food that apparently we ordered from the very best Thai food on the island. That's what
Also
they
the
were
only
saying.
one in the area.
No, he told me that there's two others.
Really?
He said one of the other is good too, but it's always take 45
It's,
minutes to an hour and a half. You never know when you're gonna get your food. So
It's very rural here, but it was it was quite delicious. So
yeah.
I mean, these are the joys of wine country. You get to go somewhere where you know it's going to be beautiful, where you know there's good wine, but you are rural.
Oh yeah.
And
our journey from Summerland was like a good 13 hours yesterday.
Yeah.
Like from home to
and it involved a boat and
yeah.
multiple,
I mean, like that was a heck of a journey to make it here. But I mean, we walked, and then when your kids run into a place and they're like, "Whoa." That was their first reaction, and say,
yeah,
kids,
we haven't heard them complaining since.
yeah, and like for kids, sometimes like they have no filter, right? They walk somewhere, they go, "Oh, really? I'm gonna stay here." No, this time they run into the house, they open the door, and they're like, "Wow, we're staying here." So yeah, pretty spectacular, pretty amazing. So a patio like that patio here where we are. Okay, let's get back here. Okay, it's just for one side. There's another one on the other side of the house. There's one downstairs as well. There's 3 patio on that house.
But the craziest part is that it feels like it's like your own vineyard or something. Like there's nobody around. It is so quiet.
Yeah, it's.
And then at night, the stars. Oh, you can see everything. You can see all the stars.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
So yeah, so let me go back inside and I'll talk a little bit about the
Okay.
item, because there's also Pinot Noir and Chardonnay that they're making here. So in really good quality, and I'm thinking of putting their Pinot Noir in the lineup at the Pan Canadian, so we can have maybe, let's say, Niagara Pinot with the Silva Pinot, and also maybe a Vancouver Island Pinot. That would be cool, right? That would be cool to have that type of Pinot flights during the Pan Canadian. Oops, different views, but that's fine. That will work.
Yeah, I mean either that or one of the most impressive things we've tasted here on Vancouver Island is this Pinot Gris. I have never had a Pinot Gris ever that is this complex and this exciting.
Well, I mean, and Mira, there's one thing with old vines, right? Like nothing beats old vines. Like these are 35-year-old vines, and it shows. It tastes like there's. I was telling Michael this afternoon. I'm like, geez, I've never had a Pinot Gris with that much layers, with that much depth, right? So. So yeah, so this, but my problem, Mira, with the Pinot Gris, I don't have another Pinot Gris to feature at the Pan Canadian. So if I want to, I need to match varietals.
Can it not go with the Benjamin Bridge?
Oh, if you were featured, but Benjamin Bridge is a sparkling.
And is it going on its own as a sparkling?
It's more that's gonna be the welcome.
Oh, okay.
Because
Okay.
Jean Benoit cannot make the trip, so
Right. So that's the welcome. I gotta tell you guys, tastings like the Pan Canadian. Okay, let me see if I have the picture of the glassware from last time. So one thing you don't think about, but if you're gonna taste 16 wines and really do it as a tasting, that means you need 16 glasses. And when you have like 100, 150 people in a room, can you do the math on that? That's like 2,000 glasses. So this is something we're sorting out at the moment. Because
we got fired as a client. As a client, we got fired by our caterer. We had too many wines.
They're like, no one's ever done something like this before.
It's a true story. That's a true story, folks.
Like,
we got fired by Vintage Hotel. This is the biggest group of hotel chain in Niagara, and we got fired.
They're just like, this sounds very stressful with that many glasses. I'm like, there's a way to make it not stressful. We've done it twice before, but anyway. They'll still make fabulous food for us. And we are just now piecing together all the different glassware orders that we will need. So
it is exactly. So yeah, so the blue grouse here, that's the bottle I was so that's the Pinot Gris, Mira. Pinot Gris Reserve here. Is it backward?
No. Okay. No, it's not. It's not. Hey, Leslie, we'll be thinking of you on your 50th as you celebrate. Sorry you can't be at the Pan Canadian for it, but I'm sure you will have a fabulous day. We'll be thinking of you. So
that Pinot Noir is absolutely fantastic. Pinot Noir Island, and that's what the island wants to be known for. Yeah, it's funny because I was talking
from the island at the last Pan Canadian. Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome. What a great lineup. So yeah, we tasted the rosé, which is a Pinot Noir Gamay. Pinot Noir Gamay rosé here. So that's their rosé. We tasted that's the 2022 Pinot Noir. There's that little boy here, that Chardonnay 2023, which is super nervy, beautifully made. I mean, they make some great wine, so it's super exciting. And again, oh yeah, Mira, I got a little glass, like the small glass of red that you have near you.
Yes.
That's that little black bad boy here.
This, I could tell. This is a gem. This is a fortified black Muscat, right?
There you go. Fortified black Muscat. That is just like from the 2018 vintage. Just so good. Just so good. Just plain and simple. So good. I love the nose. There's a floral nose. Like tons of vanilla, caramel, a bit of hazelnut.
It is very good. Ooh. Crooked here.
Stewed plum.
Yeah, so fortified wines, I mean, we've fallen in love with a few. Howling Bluff makes a white fortified wine in the Okanagan and on the Naramata Bench that is spectacular. There's been a few others, hey, that we thought this is amazing, but this is one of my favorites.
Well, I mean, no one's like D'Angelo did recently.
Yes, so D'Angelo has that. They might still have a few cases left. Dylan, if you're still on, you know what we're talking about. The D'Angelo Fortified Reserve. It's made from Tempranillo, right?
Yeah, 100% Tempranillo. Absolutely. It's a 7-year in barrel. So yeah.
95 points, Carl.
Yeah, made it to my top 5 for sure. No, yeah, top 3 last year. Yeah. I mean, pretty spectacular. And yeah, I mean, it's time to enjoy the island. I don't know if you have anything else that you wanted to chat about, Mira, but
Well, just hey, if you're joining us at the Pan Canadian, awesome. If you haven't got your ticket yet, time to get it. There's still one or two all access passes left, and the rest of the events are like 70-80% sold out. So yes, that. And let's recap really fast for those of you putting in an order or wondering about the 13th Street wines.
okay, yeah.
So, because we have 3 exclusive pre-releases. This has never happened before, that we have that many pre-releases, and a wine club only Merlot. And you
Yeah,
get
and that
forwarded
Merlot is
shipping.
cool because that Merlot was made like we said, like that was carefully. The barrel were selected only for their wine club. And 2019 was fairly a difficult vintage for the late ripened varietals, and I rarely had a wine with that such an appealing nose than that Merlot. I got stuck on the aromas for so long. Um, Such an incredible attribute. The aromas was just so beautiful. The palate is long and complex. So yeah, I was a big fan of that $38 or $39 exclusive Merlot. Also, I mean, you don't do a 13th Street feature without featuring one of their sparkling. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm a huge fan of their Premiere Cuvée. Their Rosé Cuvée was one of my favorite wines early on when we featured 13th Street for the first couple of feature. But this is the Gamay Blanc de Noir traditional method, bright and crisp and mouth-watering acidity. This is a really good, really good little Gamay Blanc de Noir sparkling. And yeah, the Estate, which is but I think to me, yes, these bonus options are great to add on. But when you look at what we have in the Discovery Pack with these 3 pre-release, which include the 1795 Gamay, the 2695 Syrah, these 293 points. I mean, right there. And you throw in there that brand new pre-release of the Vin Gris Gamay, the 2024, fresh off the press, 92 plus points. And you have the Riesling and the Chardonnay, the June June vineyard, 90 and 90 plus. I mean, you're at $147. I should start to do an aggregate score for the 6-pack.
Yeah, that's true, eh? That's
Because
true.
I think for the Discovery Pack at that price point, there's never had that much of a high score for that price point.
Just
On the
divide
aggregate,
the average score by the price point, and you get some kind of ratio, you know?
yeah, exactly, right?
Like
And it
Carl's
gives you a
ratio.
eh?
Carl's ratio. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should start doing that.
Love
Like,
it.
like the total scores of the 6 bottle divided by the price point, by the total price gives you a number.
Yes. Which reminds me, that
And it's the
idea is not a new
Carl's
idea.
QPR rating.
So that QPR rating idea keeps coming up when we do our varietal tasting marathons, because we taste like a year ago, 112 Chardonnays all at once, all live with you guys. And I think it was Rob Hammersley that's, he's into numbers and spreadsheets and things. That was his background before wine. And he goes, oh, you need the QPR rating, the quality price ratio, right?
Yeah. But for the packs, I think I got the formula here. The total scores, so you add up the 6 scores.
Okay.
And you divide the total price by that score. Okay, so we have like 93, 92.5, 90.59. So you add them all up, it gives you a number, and you divide $147 divided by that number. No?
Something like that. Whoever followed that, you can try it. Let us know if it works. All right.
No, but I think it's relevant over time. When you
very
get the
good.
discovery pack, there is the I don't know how you can call that, but the Carl and Mira's anyway. Integrated I love it, James. Integrated QPR ratio.
Yes. It sounds so
'Cause it's
serious.
Yeah, and it sounds
Oh, the IQPR. Yes.
IQPR.
People will think we're in like a serious meeting and we're talking about IQPR and yeah. I love it.
That's fucking
pretty good.
brilliant. And you throw a couple swear on top of it and you just
In French.
call this. Yeah. How's that, right?
You bet. You bet. All right. Well, it's fun to see you guys. Thanks so much for stopping by. Yes, Mike. That's the one.
That's the one, tabarnak. There you go. I didn't say anything in French today, so I had to at the end. So I call this and it's in a tabernacle. Why not?
Our kids are like, what does that mean, tabernacle? And we're like, tabernacle. And they're like, what about calice? We're like, chalice. And they're like, how are those swear words? They're like, these French people are so like proper and churchy.
Yeah. Here we see just fuck it. So there you go.
All right.
Yep.
Well, I hope you guys have a great night.
Canadian wine lovers, Carl's Wine Club members. See you next week.
Cheers.